After an hour or so, the light faded away and the travelers found themselves stumbling along in the darkness. Dorothy could not see at all, but Toto could, for some dogs see very well in the dark, and the Scarecrow declared he could see as well as by day. So she took hold of his arm and managed to keep moving along the road. "If you see any house or any place where we can spend the night," she said, "you must tell me, for it is very uncomfortable walking in the dark." Soon after, the Scarecrow stopped. "I see a little cottage," he said, "built of logs and branches. Shall we go there?" "Yes," answered the child. "I am all tired out." The Scarecrow led her through the trees until they reached the cottage, and Dorothy entered. Inside, she found a bed of dried leaves in one corner. She lay down at once, and with Toto beside her, she was soon sound asleep. The Scarecrow, who was never tired, stood in another corner and waited patiently until morning came. Chapter 5. The Rescue of the Tin Man. When Dorothy awoke, the sun was shining through the trees, and Toto was already outside, chasing birds and squirrels. Dorothy sat up and looked around her. There was the Scarecrow, still standing patiently in the corner, waiting for her. "We must find water," she said to him. "Why do you want water?" he asked. "To wash my face and to drink, so the dry bread will not stick in my throat." "It must be inconvenient to be made of flesh," said the Scarecrow thoughtfully. "You must sleep and eat and drink. However, you have brains. Being able to think properly is worth any price." They left the cottage and walked through the trees until they found a little spring of clear water. There Dorothy drank and bathed. When she was done, she ate her breakfast. She saw there was not much bread left in her basket, and the girl was thankful the Scarecrow did not need to eat anything, for there was not even enough for herself and Toto for the day. When she had finished her meal and was about to go back to the road of yellow brick, she was startled to hear a deep groan nearby. "What was that?" she asked timidly. "I do not know," replied the Scarecrow, "but we can go and see." Just then another groan reached their ears, and the sound seemed to come from behind them. They turned and walked a few steps when Dorothy discovered something shiny. She ran to the place and then stopped with a little cry of surprise. One of the big trees in the forest had been partly cut, and standing beside it, with an uplifted axe in his hand, was a man made entirely out of tin. The man's arms and legs were attached to his body with big tin screws instead of human joints. That said, his arms and legs did not move. The thin man stood completely still. Dorothy looked at him in amazement, and so did the Scarecrows, while Toto barked loudly at the Tin Man.